Shout out to USARK and all USARK members. If you don't know what USARK is, don't be ashamed. Just go ahead and click the third link in the description below. See what USARK is all about, okay? You never know when legislations are going to hit your backyard, so that's why it's very important to consider becoming a USARK member today. These numbers really do matter, and they look at it for consideration when it comes to battling legislation. So first and foremost, thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to anybody out there who partners up and volunteers with USARK organization. Thank you for anyone out there who's a USARK member. And if you can't become a USARK member today, please talk about it on your platforms. Let your neighbors know, let all your pet stores know what USARK is here for, and it's here to fight for our animal rights. Thank you to every USARK member and USARK supporter out there. Cheers.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world, episode 683. These are the recap new breed on the block episodes. Return of DJ, Reptiles from Century, South Africa player, one of my favorite up-and-comers, man. The youth is great in this hobby, and DJ's a great example of that. But yeah, you guys are in for a treat. I'm your boy MJ again. Like I said, hit that like button, okay? If this is your first time watching any of these episodes, if you're digging them, all right, be cool if you drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you dig the most. But if you're really enjoying these and you're not already, hit that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, select all. You'll be reminded every single episode, especially if you enjoy these Monday night new breed on the blocks Monday nights with the one and only Biggie Top G, Filipino Reptiles. The villain or the bully? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, hey, the first show I ever showed up at, right? When they saw me, Busy gave me a nickname. He says the villain.
The villain.
Hey, whatever, man.
You're living up to that name for sure right now.
It's better to be a villain than a. Listen. I have something to say. Call me anything but broke and lazy.
Yeah. Or irrelevant. Yeah. Facts. Listen, Mondays, fresh off a weekend. You vended or no?
Yeah. Kissing me.
Tell me about how to go. I'm always curious how your shows go.
This one's kind of inconsistent. I've done it this is the 5th time. They added vendors, had to work harder than usual, still made money. Actually did pretty good. Under the average, but I'll take it. And then today I had a residual sale. So I'll take it all day, bro. I'm gonna tell you this. We gotta work. It's a little we got to work a little bit more than before. That's fairly obvious out there. So we just got to do it.
I also want to say, I can't really remember where you're at. I think you're done getting clutches, or you still got more trick.
I should have another 6 or 7, but yeah, my season's been it was affected big time by the drought we had.
Yeah.
The room was a little warmer probably and drier than it probably should have been. I was very busy. Some girls needed the year off. The young girls, they go at a much lower clip. So yeah, I didn't get to where I thought I would get, but you know what? It's still solid. Still hit a bunch of foundational animals for myself. Got the clutch I was really looking forward to. Well, actually, the 3 clutches I was really looking forward to for me, and just building for the future, expanding a bit, just pushing the needle. There's no other way.
So, how many numbers of clutches are you looking at this year then?
It's probably in the 57 range. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was expecting 77, 80.
You hit 70 last year, right? 72 or something like that last year.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a blessing you didn't hit so much this year. We'll find out.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Listen, I'm excited to have DJ back on tonight. I can't remember. I know I had him on the show. He came on with us the first time, correct? Or no? No, it was just me and him?
Yeah.
So this is my first. This is the first time bringing him on with you.
Yeah, I think he came on Thursday night.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Listen, I admire, man. I'm a big fan of like either men or women or young men's in this hobby who like are minded like this guy, like business mindsets when it comes to reptiles, because you don't see a lot of that. But I don't know if you know this guy's background or how long he's been deep into this, but it goes back to he's about 16 years old from what I heard. And so to me, he's like, you know, he's built differently, you know, because when you obsess over this stuff, you know, even at that age and you have support, like he's had his parents' support since he was a kid, dude, like he's fucking really into this shit. And so I love seeing this stuff, man, because, you know, we always say that the future lies on the youth, you know, in the hobby. And just to know that like in the next 20 years, like this, I mean, I don't want to still call him a kid, you know, because he's fucking big. He's a big kid. I will tell you that much. But, you know, the dude, he's going to be in his prime in the next 10, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to definitely have a great episode tonight with DJ. Do you know anything about him?
I don't know. I know he's got amazing animals. That we've been talking here back and forth for, I'd say about a month. He's cool. He's really cool.
Yeah.
We've become cool. I want to get to know a little bit more about him. And, I mean, that's it. You know, the recap's going to be good.
Yeah. You guys are in for a treat. I don't want to waste any time, you guys. You know, this is a special early episode, so we'll get right to it. Shout out to my man DJ for staying up for this episode because it's about midnight his time right now. So let's do what we got to do to get our mind right and do what we got to do to stay hydrated for episode 683, the recap episode. New breed on the block, DJ Reptile for centuries, happening and coming at you right now. Let's go.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, I love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
And we're live, episode 683 with DJ. What is good, DJ? Welcome back, buddy.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing well. How are you?
Yeah,
It's not
thanks,
night
guys.
here yet.
Yeah, well, it's early morning here to us. So, but yeah, thanks for you guys for having me up on the show again. I really appreciate the offer.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate you just freaking killing it over there, man. Like I gotta say, like, you know, you've been very consistent ever since I brought you on the show, and I feel like things are just looking up every year for you. I mean, how are things been? Well, let's just catch up on that.
Yeah, things have been good. I think this last couple of months has really been much better with the animals as well in terms of, you know, sales and people coming into the trade or into the hobby again. I think slowly but surely, you know, we're getting to the point where it's stabilizing in a sense, you know, which is great, you know, because I think there was a lot of breeders and people came into the hobby that wasn't really, how can you say, in it for the animals in a sense.
Yeah.
And the hobby in a sense not works them out in a sense, but they just realize it's not necessarily the right trade for them or the right hobby, and we go on and the new passionate keepers come in and we ignite the flame. So it's all cool, and so far so good. I mean, the breeding season is going well. Our seasons are a bit opposite, or our season is opposite to the USA one. So we're only starting to get clutches now, and should hatch babies from October till I'd say March of 2026. So
Nice.
all exciting and exciting projects ahead.
Yeah, busy. Why don't you refresh us exactly the age you were where you were buying stuff here from America and really investing like next level stuff that's happening for you right now, obviously, because I feel like you're getting the rewards of your investments from that time, because that's why you have time. It. So can you remind me how old you were and all that, and like how all that went down?
So yeah, I'm actually turning 24 next year, January. So
you're older than I thought, but you don't look that old.
Yeah, so I feel some days a bit older than what I am, honestly. But I started very young. It's like everyone, just keeping a few reptiles and just keeping different species, trying to see what I like and what I'm into. And then in 2013, I actually established or started with Reptiles for centuries, and that's why I really started to breed the animals and get into especially ball pythons and ball python genetics. And I'd say from probably 2017 is when I really started to take it more serious in the sense of breeding animals a bit on a larger scale than, let's say, than a general hobbyist or whatever. And since I'd say probably from 2020 is when I really started to see a huge influence in the collection and the projects that we are doing.
Okay, I got a big topic for you, and Emilio, feel free to step in anytime, because one of the things I'm excited about talking to DJ about is like him being young, and he's already seen different styles of the ball python market. Like he's obviously was pre-COVID, COVID, and now here. It's unfortunate, but also it is what it is. You got people that are just, you talk about the people where it's not meant for them, and they're just kind of on their way out. Well, not everyone's on their way out. They're sticking around. They're complaining and they're bitching and they're fucking trying to create little narratives in certain podcast areas where they're making it seem like what we're doing isn't worth it and that it's like almost a sham. I want to ask what your experience been, DJ. Like, can we talk about, like, do you feel like ever since you were investing into the ball python market, and not that being pitched pipe dreams doesn't happen, because we all know, depending who you're talking to, some of these motherfuckers will lie to you. It's just it's the name of the sales game. But do you feel like you were taken advantage at all, or do you feel like there were times where you had to like maneuver carefully, being young in the hobby, and then obviously, because at the end of the day, it's black and white. There are people out there who will leech into new people like you and just fucking almost run you out. But I want to know how you dealt with all that.
Yeah, I think like we all, once we start out with the reptiles, we all in a sense get a bit taken advantage of, especially if you're not so, I would say, clued up, especially for me being a bit younger in a sense as well, you need to in a way stand your ground as well. So I think, over the years, the market, like you said, has changed tremendously in terms of, it's been through some great periods and it's been through some really difficult time periods. And I can tell you now, this last couple of years hasn't been the worst years that I've seen. There was a time, especially 2018 and 2019, where honestly, I had to sell most of my animals or my breeder animals, just to keep afloat. And I must say now, it's to the case where that doesn't necessarily need to happen. So now I think another huge difference is, just you need to go through the motions as well, and that's what I'll tell everyone as well. It's a long-term thing, and it's not a short-term, investment in a sense. So I think if you go through the motions and you stick it out, like you said, you will get somewhere at the end, where you want to be in a sense.
Yeah, and then Emilio, I'm obviously same with you. You 20 years deep in the game. you think what he said is right? Like as far as like almost growing pains in a sense, which never ends. Like you just talked about having an off year because your weather. You have to learn to adapt to stuff like that, right, Emilio? Like it's a part of what we do.
Yeah, for sure. You have to adapt to everything. You have to adapt. I mean, you constantly have to evolve to everything. I mean, or adjust. Any little adjustment can help you.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Like, what I can tell you is that some of these people, they don't know anything about the game anymore. They are speaking on, you know, they were doing this 20 years ago. We've been through 3 or 4 or 5 different incarnations since then, right? The market is, I'd say, probably easily, just to hypothetically throw you a number, it's probably 30 times bigger than what it used to be. You know,
Yeah.
There's a worldwide market now. People that are taken advantage of, I feel like they're running and they're not asking for help from people that have really been doing this a long time. Honest people that can genuinely help them and lead them the right way. Sometimes they don't want the help. So to say that most are taking advantage of others is just it's disingenuous. It's not right, you know.
Well, I mean, it always goes down to like you knowing who you're doing business with, because if you're doing business with the right person, they will set you up for success. I know firsthand where if you're able to take care of somebody, they'll come back and buy more snakes from you. Hello. Okay. That's just kind of how it works. And if you're doing that type of behavior with multiple people, you're going to have customers to where when shit's going down, they still want to give money to you because how much of the honest business that you have with each other. But let me ask you one thing, DJ, like if you and I became friends on Facebook or on Instagram, does that mean you have to buy snakes from me because we're friends? Like, is it smart? No, not at all.
No.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of these people, not a lot, excuse me, but some people feel like they are owed to buy snakes with their associates that they're friends on social media with, and that animal might not even be right for them. But they just feel almost feel guilt tripped into having to do it. And I'm like, dude, this is not how the game is ran. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Go ahead.
Let me say.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
DJ.
I have
agree
a
with
good
what you
example.
said.
I have a good example after DJ.
All right, go DJ.
No, but I do agree with Emilio and what he also said in the intros. You know, I think it's a bit like harder now in a sense to not sell, but I think you need to put more effort in, and which is actually a good thing because I think there's a lot of people producing plenty of great animals, you know, worldwide. I mean, you know, I was recently also in Thailand, and you know, the stuff that Asia is producing is, I promise you, it's some of the stuff is competing or beating, you know, stuff that's being produced in Europe and the USA. You know, so I think there's huge growth. And to your point, MJ, I think, you know, just because you reached out to somebody or you communicate with somebody on Instagram doesn't mean you need to necessarily buy an animal from him. You know, it's like we're all in the same community. So I mean, if we can help each other grow, I think that's at the end of the day the biggest thing, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, because you want to avoid making purchases you regret. That's all I'm saying. You know, because you I don't know how many times I bought a snake thinking like, oh, that's a good price, or you know, again, always wrapping my head around price versus if I really need that snake or not. Like if that snake is something you really need, you know, obviously the price is something you should consider, but you know, you'll fucking figure it out. Go ahead, Amelia. I'm sorry. I know you got something to say.
All right. Well, the Asian market, what we need from those guys is for them to grow that Asian market within. We need also you to grow that South African market, also those extra European countries. But that's not where I was going. I just didn't want to forget that. Look, for instance, I have now my V unit and I have my Patreon, right? I have 2 tiers. I have staying power and one more that I forget the name of it, right? So I have a Patreon, a patron. Guess what? I didn't get him to buy animals from me immediately. Okay, I didn't push my animals on him. Okay, I checked his whole collection and got him exactly what he needed for his projects. not from me, from someone else. That is the type of shit we need in the game. We need people that are going to be honest. I don't necessarily need one of my Patreons to buy all my snakes. I don't need that. Okay. So that is what we need in the game. We need that honesty. We need people that are going to help people make good decisions. All right. And not, me, not me. It's that simple. So
100%.
That's what I did. That's the type of shit that I do. And I think that's the type of shit that MJ does as well. And I'm pretty sure, DJ, if something doesn't make sense, you tell your customer, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's easy, like you said, it's easy to sell something to somebody. Well, not easy, but it's easy to sell something if it's got no purpose. And in my opinion, it's like you need to, like you said, look at the customer first and what they're working with. You can't just sell them something that doesn't necessarily fit into their collection. And I think the Patreon is a great thing, with the different guys doing it as well, because everyone's got a different perspective. And that's the great thing about the reptile industry in a whole, especially with the ball pythons. You can take it to your own niche as well, to your own liking in a sense.
Stuff has to make sense. That's another thing. No one is belittling anyone's collection. It's just telling people where they should go, helping people to where they should go to maybe a less saturated, end. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all it is.
I think we just got to remember, just like anything else in life, there's levels to how serious you want to be into this, right? There is just hey, I'm here to fucking like some pics, hear some podcasts, and love my one animal. God bless. We need more people like that. We need all levels of this. But guess what? When it comes to podcast episodes on this fucking Monday night, Tuesday or Thursday, we're serious. We are serious, okay? And I'm sorry if you're not that serious about what the fuck we're talking about, but get the fuck off our dick if we want to be fucking passionate and serious about what we love to do. What's the problem with that? What's the problem with being serious about this? What's the problem? What's the problem, though? But no, what's the problem? What's the problem with being serious about this?
No, what's the problem with helping people, even if you got to hurt their feelings in the short term?
Or helping people who want to be serious about it, too.
Tell the truth.
What's wrong?
The truth.
What is wrong with wanting to help others who want to take this shit serious too and change their fucking lives? Look at this kid, dude. He does not have a typical life for a 24-year-old. What's wrong with wanting that? It's possible. Yeah. It's not for everybody, but it's fucking possible. What's wrong with wanting to have success in life and not be a part of a fucking sore loser club? Okay? Who the fuck wants to be a part of a sore loser club, dude? Holy shit. It's not a crime to want to be successful in the reptile hobby. Newsflash. My bad.
Hey, DJ, let me ask you this. As long as you're hitting at a super high average, you're swinging for that fence, aren't you?
For what? In terms of what?
Let's use a baseball analogy. All right. If you're swinging at a very high average, right?
Yeah.
You're swinging for that fence every time, right?
100%, man. 100%.
What's wrong with swinging for the fence, bro?
Every at bat matters to us. That's what we're.
What's wrong with swinging for the fence, bro?
What's wrong with playing the game? Hey, what's wrong with not wanting to be a spectator and be actually in the game? You know what's crazy?
Tell me who doesn't want to swing for the fence. Okay,
100%.
There's nothing sexy about bunts.
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
Nothing.
What are your cracker jacks from the nosebleeds? Let the players play. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like you said. I mean, if you're not, especially, I think it's great, like the example you guys made as well with the different tiers. I mean, some people just want to enjoy the animals and keep a couple of, let's say, snakes in terrariums or PVC enclosures or whatever the case is, and that's perfectly fine as well, because we need all stages of hobbyists. I mean, we all started off like that, and I always say, unfortunately, the snakes are also like some sort of addiction. You need to really be careful and to decide on what numbers you want. Decide beforehand what you want, what you need, or what is your goals that you want to achieve. I mean, even with my collection now, I'm to the point where I don't want necessarily more animals. I want to actually if possible, cut down over the next years and just increase the, like, how can you say, the quality of the animals we're breeding, and, you know, indirectly just work with the projects that I want to work with. You know, I think that's the most important as well. Don't follow the norm and do what everyone else is doing, you know, because it's easy then to be left behind. I mean, if you're going to do what everyone else is doing, you know, you're just following the masses, and at the time you'll just follow them, you know. So I think it's better to do also your own unique twist and try to see what extra flame you can add to the combos. I mean, indirectly we're all working on the same projects, but we can just do it a bit differently in a sense.
Yeah. And to speak on that, DJ, like, you know, obviously I feel like when you are looking at ways to become better, that's all that matters to you, is finding ways to become better. And it's either with the projects you're working with, what you're trying to do in the next 5-6 years. And, you know, I've always talked about like that mentality that you need to have is not this year. This year's already done. You should be thinking what the fuck's going down in 2027 and 8. And I feel like, don't you think that's been true to what you've been doing this entire time? I mean, think about how quick time flies. Okay, I'm sure if you blink your eyes, you can remember being 16, but now you're 24, dude. You're fucking 24, who really carries himself like he's in his 30s easily. You know what I'm saying? But like, isn't your mind constantly just down the future all the time in this shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, you know, like even Bailey now, before we did this podcast, you know, I'm constantly either busy with the snakes or doing something which is, you know, trying also to, you know, like you say, grow my brand and grow myself, you know, in a sense. You know, I think it's very important, you know, I'm very fortunate and blessed to be in this position at a young age. And, you know, I think my goal is just to, you know, not stay where I'm at, but just constantly try and grow and evolve with what we are doing. And, you know, like Emilio also said, growing the hobby both internationally and locally. You know, I think especially locally, you know, like there's a big misperception about snakes, and I think slowly but surely we can actually convince people actually that, you know, these animals are actually fantastic pets to keep, and also, you know, it does take away a lot of stress as well, you know, from your daily job or something that you've got busy in your life. You know, the animals can help you, how can you say, have a calm effect with that as well.
I mean, dude, I always say, I mean, again, as serious as we take it, this is still our happy place. Like, this is like, it's crazy because I get it. Like, we probably come off like, holy shit, like these guys are so intense about what they do. Are they having fun? Yes, 100,000, 10%. Dude, this is my life. This is Emilio's life. This is what's crazy. Finally, 3 guys who do this for a living. This is the best fucking life I've ever could wish for. I'm telling you right now, I'm not just pitching you guys nothing. Dude, do what the fuck you want with the information I'm telling you. Podcasting, keeping reptiles I love, and taking care of my family and fucking giving it all to God. That's what I'm about. I don't give a fuck about nothing else, and I'm sorry, but that is my I'm getting fucked. The hairs of my arms are standing up. I fucking love this shit, and that's all it is, dude. I'm a very passionate person, as people know, but when it comes to something I love and something that's changed my life, dude, come on, bro, you ain't gonna fuck with this. Good luck. I will stand up for this all day, every day, and guess what? I have the energy all day, every day. You know what I mean? But dude, Emilio, do you love your life or not? DJ, do you love your life or not? Can we
100%.
I will do this for the rest of my life.
That's it.
Period.
Yep. And not everybody can say the same. Sorry.
And I'm gonna say this. I love it. With everything in me, right? So I'm living a dream. And I want to say, on top of that, who are we, all right, to say that there can be another Emilio, another MJ, another DJ, another Bob, another Justin? Yes, the odds are against you, but no one can tell you can't do it.
Nobody.
No one can tell you
100%.
that you can sell 5,000.
Especially a nobody could tell you you're about to be a nobody.
Nobody can tell you.
Especially
anyone that tells you that you can't do something, it's because they suck and they didn't do it.
I never had.
They were a fucking bust.
A fucking loser.
So, there's people out there that since they couldn't do it, they think you can.
Cook.
Yeah.
Cook, Emilio, tell them.
So what I would say is you don't need people like that in your life.
No, you
You
don't.
know how many people told me when I left my employer, you sell snakes? When I told my district manager that I made more selling snakes than at work, and I made good money at work. I made good money at work, guys. Okay? I made really good money. When I told him I made more money at selling snakes, his eyes got this big, and he probably didn't believe me.
I'll be right.
So after that comment, he said, "Oh, why don't you stay? I'll give you a lower position." I said, "Why the hell would I do that?" He didn't believe me. So no one believes that this stuff could be done. Is it hard? Yes. Okay. It's not easy. Okay.
Yeah.
In my view, I think people have to sell every level for the most part to make it. Some people disagree with that, and that's fine. We all have our way and our opinions. All right. I feel like people need to breed rodents. All right. I feel like you have to have, different ways to make money. That all combine into one. But to say that people can't do it, bro, you sound like, bro, like that's un-American to me. I mean, sorry, I know you're in South Africa, but you know how we talk, the American dream.
Yeah.
And everyone is we're in America. We have a million opportunities.
Yeah.
And I think that's fucking hogwash. I think that's bullshit. So it pisses me off. And then, you see where, there's a lot more. Look, how many teams make the playoffs? Let's say, you have 35 teams, about 8 to 6 teams make the playoffs, whatever it is. You got a lot more people upset than a lot of people winning. So what happens? You rally the people that are upset. And, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, like you said, if you put your mind to it, I think you can make anything happen, especially if you've got a passion for what you're doing, and you enjoy what you're doing. And like you said, it's not easy. I mean, plenty of times, you go through hardships with the animals, for instance, back in 2023, I bought a monsoon male that passed away within, a couple of weeks. And honestly, that was a huge, how can you say, shock for myself as well, because it just made you realize, you're still working with live animals. So, you take it up in the chin, and you go back to working with the animals, and then you actually realize why you're doing it. You're doing it for, firstly, the love of the animals, and because you're enjoying it, and like you said, I think there's nothing wrong doing what you love, and if you can make it how can you say, a profitable business or something like a hobby, I see no reason that there's something wrong with that. And to your point as well, like you said, there's always going to be people which is not happy with what you're doing, but as long as you're true to yourself and you know what you're doing is correct in a sense, then I think that's the most important thing as well.
Yeah, man, there's definitely loss in your collection sometimes. I've gone through it. Everyone has. There's loss in value, obviously, that happens. But at the same time, people, I've said this before, people aren't counting their holdbacks as pretty much, I guess you could say, income, or taking it off, what they've spent. Because when you keep an animal, you're buying an animal from yourself at the end of the day.
Yep.
Those animals have to be bred in a certain way where you're optimizing your future. So to me, I think that as long as you do it right, there isn't, and you have a great work ethic and you're not, super negative and depressed and always thinking the earth is going to fall on you. I mean, or crush you. I think you're going to be fine. I mean, again, if you need help, ask honest people for help. Ask people that have done this on a real level, like you, DJ, you have plenty of international experience. Like, you're one of those guys people should go to when it comes to the international game. You know what I mean? I mean, you have great experience with that. You have amazing animals. I think people should be messaging you and asking you for tips and help here and there,
Yeah, and like you said, I think there's nothing wrong with asking people, for, like you said, a bit of advice, and bouncing ideas off each other. I think that's why the reptile community is so great as well. And like you said, it's our responsibility to help aid the community as well. If they're steering off the wrong path or whatever, if you can try and assist them to make better choices in the sense of whether it's buying animals or looking at their projects or whatever it is, just trying to help them also out. Because I also feel, like you said, there's a lot of great guys that's willing to help in this industry. And I mean, there's no harm in asking, for a bit of advice or, something just to help you also in your journey with the reptiles and especially with the ball pythons. There's so much information.
Yeah, let me say this as well. Now that MJ's back real quick. Listen, you don't have to pay for a Patreon, but I will say this. A Patreon will pay for itself 5 to 10 times over. Okay? I promise you that. The right Patreon will pay for itself 10 times over. If that person or that let's say Bob and Josh or myself or MJ or there are plenty of others. Those Patreons pay for themselves tenfold. Trust, I'm telling you. So
yeah.
And again, if it doesn't make sense to you, then you're not taking it that serious, and that's fine. You can't really expect quality information if you're just fucking going account to account asking the same vanilla question, because guess what? We get asked the same questions all the fucking time, and some of these questions can't really be answered in a simple text conversation via DM, and mind you, the more questions asked, the more deeper the questions or answers that you need to answer. So you need to really consider, like, all right, if I'm trying to really find answers to this and that, dude, why not pay for that information? Why not? Just so you're not going to get dicked around, because guess what? You will get dicked around with some of these people who won't be straightforward with you. And again, I always talk about my example, how I had this guy telling me that females would eat after ovulation, and that was a normal thing. And I remember thinking I had this girl gravid for almost a full year, posting every fucking shed as a prelay shed, and I was a fucking idiot, mind you, only because I was being told that. And then my mind's open, like, oh my God. So either way, I'm just saying this, especially where we're at in 2025, I will say a lot of the information that you really need to know, basic stuff, it is all out there. It's all over YouTube. But the struggle with the game right now is, cool, you produced a cool animal, you held back what you want to held back. What are you going to do with the rest? Can you sell it? Can you sell it? Because guess what? Breeding is the easy part of this. Anybody could fucking breed a ball python. And I'm pretty positive I'm about to have Leo maybe pair his first pairing. I'm not joking. My kid's not even 3, and I'm pretty confident he could fucking pair right now. But what I'm saying is there's a reason why that's the easy part. It's about, who do you have following you that wants to spend money with you? Like who's passionate about what you're passionate about? And that, to build that, takes fucking time, okay? Yeah. People aren't going to buy into your passion over the first fucking year, especially just because if you buy money with them. Another thing, dude, money does not guarantee shit. You're not owed anything just because you spent a lot of money with somebody, okay? And I feel like people spend money to get they want pat on the backs right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, they almost want, like, some sort of, like, clout. Like, okay, I should have a stamp in this game because I dropped 100K. No, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. You're not the only fucking dingleberry who's done that. No. I'm not calling you a dingleberry. Fuck, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, money doesn't guarantee any success. And I feel like, you have a lot of these people who are checking out where they thought, they're scratching their head thinking, God damn it, like, that money was good for a second. And the thing is, it probably still is okay, just isn't what it was. And for the fact that it's not what it was, it's enough for people to check out, which is crazy to me, because $1,000 snake is $1,000 snake. That's a lot of money. Yeah. You can figure out what to do. Like, that's like, if you get a few of those going, but people were used to just setting up shop at a show, clearing 30K, and they're good for 2 weeks. And they'll do it again in 2 weeks and make another 30K and another 30K. And it's just, dude, no, the show game is, I won't call it dead, because Emilio's, he's making it happen. Other people I know are making it happen at a show. It's just not a lay me out thing no more. It's like chess, you know, you got to move right.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, I think the most important is like indirectly is like to market yourself. You know, like you said, it doesn't help you produce amazing animals and you're not trying to put yourself out there. I mean, social media is a great thing, but it's also a terrible thing if it used wrong. But I mean, you can use it to your benefit and use it to the max exposure in a sense. So I think the most important now is to market yourself and market the animals. I mean, yes, the animals will speak for themselves, but they need to also reach a certain target market in a sense of people wanting to buy those animals, you know. And I think now there's, you know, access to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. I mean, even the Patreon, like Emilio said, I think the Patreon is a great thing, you know, especially if there's a certain breeder or certain individual that you like following closely. I mean, then if you want, you know, more information and to know what they did to, you know, to reach the certain projects or goals or whatever, you know, like you said, then you need to try and get some information or valuable information from them. And I mean, that's a great thing about Patreon. I think the guys put themselves out there to give the guys the exposure for, you know, the future guys in the industry as well.
DJ, let's talk a little bit about you building a repeat customer base that supports you, because I know you have that. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, you know, from the start, I've always believed, you know, like, you know, just to try and, like you guys said, be transparent. You know, I always say the projects that I sell is the project that I work with, you know, on a year on end. So I think the most important is just to build trust over time with the customer as well. Make sure that they know, you know, that you're also there for them, whether it's with their projects or when they want to invest into another animal. I always say you don't have to necessarily buy snakes from me. If there's a great opportunity on something else that works for your projects, I'll tell you honestly if it's worthwhile buying or not. You know, if it's not, then we look for different alternative. And to your point, you know, as well with the international markets and all of the international customers, you know, back when I started, you know, in 2017, really breeding, like, let's say a handful of clutches. I always did prior to that, let's say from 2013 to 2016, I did like under 20 clutches a year. And then 2017, I actually did, I think it was 67 clutches. And I just realized, you know, that year that it was too quickly to expand, you know, into so many clutches. It wasn't the wisest decision. So the next couple of years, I actually cut it a lot back and I only produced under 30 clutches. And in those 2 years, it's when I really started to work on, you know, building international clients and international customer base. And my first ever client that I actually got internationally, you know, I reached out to him. You know, I said to him, listen, we're based in South Africa. We breed, you know, ball pythons, and we've got quite a different variety. And that's how, you know, I really started with the, like you said, like international clients. And, you know, yearly, it looks like we get a new market as well. I think there's some new potential growth in, you know, like the United Arab markets as well with the ball pythons. I think that will probably catch on in the next couple of years, which is exciting for all of us, you know, because it's a new, how can you say, not new industry, but a new region to also market ourselves and get into those markets, you know, and see how their hobby grows in a sense.
They've got some nice disposable income there, I'll tell you that.
When did you start, or have you? I'm sure at this point you've been selling stuff back to America, right, or not yet?
Yeah, so we do since I think like 2021 we've been selling back to the US. So we've actually had quite decent sales over the last 3 years to the US. It is a bit more difficult in terms of, you know, the shipping and not us physically being, you know, in the US. I think that's the hardest part. But we've tried to set up now 2 morph markets. So we've got like a USA morph market and a South African morph market to try and see if, you know, that helps generate more sales in the US. And so far so good. You know, I think we had we had 2 shipments to the US this year and around 50 animals that went to the States, which is,
Wow, that's
in my
cool.
opinion, still a great number.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, like, if you're able to like get into this, and then let's say not even your first year, but eventually at some point start selling stuff back to the people you buy it from, like, dude, that's awesome. Like, if the person that you're originally buying from is now your customer, you're off to a good start. Like, that's kind of like what most people don't ever get to, because to make that kind of stuff, it ain't gonna be cheap, but it's not easy either. You got to wait it out, and the pairings have to go your way. I mean, I found out this year, just because you have what you have doesn't mean you're gonna hit what you need to hit. It's like, it's difficult, man. Like, these double recessive, triple recessive shit with incomplete dominance that you need, dude, they're hard to hit. They're not that easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also, like, did we talk about this earlier, Emilio, in the chats, you and I and Krista, about numbers? Like, if you had more females, you'd probably be better off, right, with certain projects?
Oh yeah, because you never know. Like me, I just hit an Exantic DG. I'm sorry, an Exantic head DG. I hit 2 Exantic head DGs past that clown, right? I have to test them, but they're fucking males, you know. I was hoping one would be a girl, so I have a better pairing. Obviously, it's coming, but shit, that's like extra, a little bit extra whip on top, And now it's 2 males, and more than likely those, if they test, those are good animals. But again, if that was the only pairing, I'd be in trouble this year. So again, you have to. I feel like you need more animals.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, because even if I look at my projects, every year you start a new project, and you like, you need, like you said, you need multiple animals, especially for the triples and the quad recessive projects. I mean, I started the Ultramore Clown project in 2017, and I was only able to hatch my first Ultramore Clown in 2021, at the end of 2021, and that was, I think, 3 or 4 clutches into the project. So it takes a lot of animals, or a lot of different animals also in the projects. And every year you get something, like you said, now of the Exantic double head DG clowns, or Exantic head DG posset clowns. They just put you a step closer to where you want to be, but there's a lot of steps that you need to take in order to get there as well.
And then at the end of the day, this is simple. If you don't have the space, right, to have, let's say, I don't know, 8 to 10 animals for a project, then guess what? You have to spend a little bit more to get more power. That way you don't have to have the extra animals, right? There's a way to do this for everybody at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you have less space, you have to spend a little bit more. You could spend more and have the extra animals. It's all up to you. There's no wrong way. But yeah.
But there is a wrong way too, which sucks. Like, what I mean by that is, like, if you don't have the right shit that you're holding back, first and foremost.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
What I meant is you could do it with less or more. It's up to you,
Right. But the results are different for sure. Or as far as the odds, and how that was my biggest, like, gut check, man. Like, it was when I sat back and I was like, holy shit, like, I'm gonna need a lot more wall space. Like, I'm like, I'm not sacrificing none of this shit. It's gonna be the opposite.
Yeah.
So I was like, God damn, like, a lot of these females I had plans for, like, I can't, like, I need the space. They gotta go, and my holdbacks need to go there. And but it was fine, because that made me realize I had a lot more than I needed, or a lot more than I was trying to even breed to begin with. So, another thing too, like, how many times already do you feel like, DJ, that you've had to, like, consider, I know you mentioned a little bit not too long ago, but consider, like, cycling some stuff out?
Yeah, so yearly I'd say, like you said, now for every couple of animals we keep back, because I keep back almost 100 animals yearly, which is already a collection by itself, so
Sure.
I try and, that's, let's say, over a 2-year time period, I try and resell 100 breeders again. I also, compared to, I'd say, the US breeders and some Europe breeders, my collection is large, but it's not as large. I breed yearly around 120, 130 females roughly, for the last 2 to 3 years. and we produce around 100 clutches, 210 clutches. This is it is still a large number, but it's a comfortable number for myself and then my employer. I've got a really great employee, which has been almost 11 years with me, you know, and I always say he's better than myself with the animals, you know, in terms of
What's his name? Can you drop his name real quick? Give him some props. What's his name?
yeah, his name is Morris, you know. So Morris has been with us for,
Morris.
like I said, yeah, for 11 years, you know. And when he started with the snakes, he was, I wouldn't say afraid of the snakes, but he had no past experience, you know. So it's great to see how he's evolved. And, you know, between myself and him, we manage the snakes, and it's a comfortable number for us. I mean, so this past year we did 109 clutches, so for the 2024-2025 season. And like I said, 100 holdbacks that we kept back, and I think we just surpassed the other day 500 animals that were sold in this last year, you know. So it's not like I'm chasing like the numbers in a sense, but it's a comfortable number for us to work with, and also you know, still properly look after all of our animals like we would have done in the past. So in the next couple of years, I think I'll try and also try and cut it down a bit and see if we can just get up to, I'd like to be in the 80 numbers, you know. That will be how can you say, like a more, not reasonable size for me, but a size that I want to achieve in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I'm keeping like 40 holdbacks a year, and I'm selling 5 adults.
Yeah.
Once a lot of these are up to breeding size, I'll be more comfortable selling adults. But yeah, man. I have to say one more thing I wanted to say, getting back to something we talked about earlier, is there are situations where people think it's easy. It's easy. They think it's easy to sell 50 animals instead of, let's say, 10 high-end animals. That is wrong. Nothing is easy, in my opinion. What would you guys say to that? I don't think anything is easy.
Selling anything's not easy right now.
Period.
No. I think in general, the whole, I think that, you know, the economy is also, you know, down. I mean, locally as well, you know, if I look at my personal spending habits in a sense as well, you know, it's decreased over the last 2 years. It's just not because we're not making the same. It's just because, you know, everything is a bit more difficult in a sense now, you know, not difficult to the extent where we can't afford the general things, but I think everyone is more focused on just looking after themselves and looking after their families as well, you know, which there's nothing wrong with it, you know. So I think as times change and as the economy strengthens again, you know, we'll have more money to spend towards our hobbies and stuff that we want to do. So I think now it's a bit more difficult to sell in a sense, but I think as well, you know, if you put in the time and effort, it will sell. You know, I always say don't rush yourself and put yourself in a corner to make a difficult decision. You know, the right buyer will come, whether it's in a month or 2 months or even a year. You know, if you value your animals, you can't devalue your projects as well. I think that's the most important thing as well.
The reason I brought that up, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say difficult just isn't always the same as it is. Like difficult could just mean a little bit more time, okay? And it won't be as much as it once was. Like biggest thing people struggle with is adjusting. Like people get used to a certain way, and especially people, like I said, I hate that we always fucking give COVID breeders the example. Well, what better example? They came in on a false fucking narrative of where this hobby could take them, and they weren't able to adjust to the reality, which we're in reality now. Like the last 2 years or so have been the reality of things. And guess what that means? You have to adjust, and that's fine. Dude, life is all about adjusting. You're always going to have to adjust due to some sort of life circumstance that's going down. And if you don't, guess what? Things will happen to you. Like if you don't take care of your health for once, guess what happened? You'll deteriorate. Shit will happen to you if you don't adjust. Some people just have a problem with adjusting. Go ahead, Emilio.
I've always said to my people, there's no silver bullet.
Oh.
Simple. There's no silver bullet. So keep building your projects. Keep looking to produce that $10,000 animal, that $20,000 animal, right? That I said 5 already. That $2,000 animal, that $1,000 animal, that $700 animal, that $300 animal. Do it, okay? But telling people that they could easily sell 50 snakes, again, bullshit.
That's not easy, bro. Fuck.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That scares me.
Yeah. I think, and I think it's very important for people as well coming into the industry to know, it's like you said, it's not just easy. It's not just putting 10 snakes up on MORPH market and the next day everything is sold. So I think it's really important before you decide to take up a big collection is rather start yourself slow and build up the collection as you grow and you get comfortable. I also didn't just have 200 or 300 animals just right off the bat, because I think that's where you make the biggest decision, how can you say, mistake in a sense, thinking you're just going to breed for the sake of breeding and sell the animals. I think that's the number one biggest problem in general with some of the breeders, coming into the trade. I think especially locally, I've seen plenty of guys that buy up, collection of animals, but don't necessarily have a plan. And I think that's the wrong decision to make early on.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, man. And I don't know, like I said, I can't tell you that there's no happy ending to buying someone's collection, but talk about a fucking uphill battle, dude. Like that right there. I don't care how much money I have. It's not even about the money. The whole buying someone else's collection, that just it scares me the fuck out, bro. It really does. Unless you're gonna put that in a whole different building and all that. But people are forgetting, like, dude, ball pythons do carry shit. Okay, like let's not forget that all it takes is one little fucking mishap. Just because you've been keeping ball pythons for 6 years and nothing's gotten sick, bro. These things are tanks. They can fucking hold on to it for a long time. It just takes that one fucked up ball python to ruin everything. Oh my god, no, thank you. No, thank you. Buy a collection, my culo. I'm not doing it. No, thank you. I'm not ever.
It's not only that. If you buy it and it's healthy, and it might have been in its situation its whole life.
You just don't know. You never know.
And then you put it in animal. You put it in your place. It doesn't eat for 6 months.
Yeah.
That stuff happens a lot.
Yeah.
So there's an adjustment period.
Each their own, dude. Is somebody eating crackers or what's that? Is that your phone? Is it right?
Let me just check something.
Sign out and come back in. Sign out and come back in.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, no. Let's cut to commercial break. This is perfect. We haven't gone to commercial yet, so let's hang tight. We'll get right back to you guys. Good episode. All right, we'll cut to commercial and we'll be right back. Thank you so much. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Devin.
I'm Teresa, and we are Pragmores. We are based in Czech Republic, a small country in the middle of Europe.
We really love animals that revolve around multi-recessive projects, and one of our very favorites is Hypo. We're really looking forward to clutches that are coming this season, and some of those are Hypo Clown, DG Clown, Hypo DG Clown, and one of our all-time favorites, Hypo Puzzle.
Hope you enjoyed the next episode on Trap Talk, the greatest reptile network in the world.
If you guys want to see next level cutting edge ball python projects, please make sure you head over to their Instagram to follow all their amazing work and head over to their website to see what they could possibly have available by heading over to progmorphs.com. Thank you again, Devin and Teresa, for bringing some of the biggest heat worldwide in the ball python game. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on MORPH Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you, but especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the near future. Cheers. All right, let's get the likes up. DJ, how are you sounding, buddy? You back? I hear crunching. What is that? I think your phone is your phone dying? Usually, phones do that when they're dying.
I think it's just about overheating. Let me see.
Overusing?
It's like overheating. I think it's every time I do a live stream, it for some
Overheat?
reason it gets extremely hot. Let me see if it's better. Yeah. Okay.
Poor phone. All right.
Good now.
Yeah.
We're good now. I don't even know what we're gonna talk about now. I was all wondering about the fucking crunching. All right. Emilio, hit us with the topic, dude. Let's go.
Hey, so let's talk Ultra Sunset.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
All
Oh,
right, so
wait, hold
I
on.
want to know.
Hold on, real quick, before you continue.
Okay.
How does it feel, DJ, to be one of the first people? I'll openly say this. It might even have been before Justin, but during my whole Sunset shit rant, my whole campaign on making fun of Sunset, that Sunset Ultra Male you posted was one of the first Sunsets that made my jaw drop. And I'll pause. I'm just saying, like, I was like, holy shit, gorgeous snake. Go ahead, Emilio. I had to give him props.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people might disagree with me, but I think Ultra, to me, at least so far, has been a savior for Sunset.
Godsend.
I guess that's it's a compliment and a slap, but hey.
Backhand compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
see that's no offense. All right, whatever, dude. All right, but now we're like, holy shit, and then
yeah.
In Ultramel, go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say about the project.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I wasn't also the biggest fan of the Sunset project from the start,
Look at that.
and
Wow.
even with that video, honestly, like, it doesn't do the animals any justice, because I remember the day. So I saw the animals. So these were produced by a UK breeder, or I think he's in Wales, if I'm correct. Unfortunately, I can't remember his company name now, but yeah, huge props to him as well. I mean, because these were, I've unboxed a few animals in my life, but when I saw these, I was like, yeah, this is the real deal. I never saw, and still to the date, I've never seen, honestly, a ball python as beautiful. I might be a bit biased, but I mean, the Ultramore Sunset female that I've got, so I've got a pair of them. The Ultramore Sunset female should lay a clutch hopefully in the next 2 to 3 months, and she still looks amazing, as the day that we got her. So I think I agree with you guys in terms of Hypo and Ultramore is, in my opinion, the best route for Sunset by far.
So has there been an Ultramel Hypo Sunset yet?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that combo's. I think it's going to be it's going to make a difference to the Ultramore Sunset, but it might take away a bit of that,
Pop.
orange tint, that we've got.
Yeah.
So this year, I wish I had 2 Sunset Ultramore males, because that would have, helped me speed up the projects. But so far this year, we've actually got a clutch now from Sunset Head Ultramore to Ultramore Sunset. So, the reason, so this year my main focus, especially with this project, was actually to reproduce some more Sunset Ultramores, and of course get it into a few other projects. So one that I'm really, really excited about is Paint Sunset Ultramores. So we've got actually a clutch cooking in the incubator now for triple heads. So it's still a long journey with it, but I think it's completely out of the norm. And I think once we do reproduce that animal, I think it's going to look insane, or it might not. That's the exciting thing about these projects as well.
I mean, I think that's the barrier right there. I think anything Sunset Ultramel combo, I mean, I can't say anything, but goddamn, it's gonna be really hard to fuck that up. If you're able to make an Ultramel Sunset,
I'm gonna tell you guys this.
Let me tell you something. Go ahead.
I want to see Sugar Calico in it.
Yeah.
I want to see Black Pastel Enchi in it.
Yeah.
I want to see Mandarin. I want to see Mandarin. I want to see. You see where I'm going with all this,
Super
right?
Mandarin.
I want to see orange. I want to see more orange. I want to see more orange thrown in there. More, maybe some darks. Something to put a little bit more pattern. That's what I think when I think about it. I'm not a big fan of Ultramel Hypo stuff. That's me. You know, I wouldn't, but I love the sunset hypo. I'll say that. So I agree with you. I agree that it might take away from the pop of the animal a bit.
Yeah.
What else do you think Incomplete Dominant would be good for this project?
Yeah, I think sugar is a great one. I mean, when I was visiting Bob, I mean, he had a sugar or calico sunset, and I mean, you know, that's just such a basic combo, and it's so beautiful. And I think with, like you said, hypo or ultramore in sunset, it's just going to look crazy. I think another interesting gene that might work well would be like confusion, you know, to disrupt the patterning as well, and also bringing the effect that confusion has got in general onto the combos. You know, it almost brings like I wouldn't say dirtiness to some of the combos, but it brings out a different aspect to it. So yeah, I'm really excited to get something like that in, and yeah, I agree with you as well on the ultramore hyper project. I think it's a nice project, but unfortunately, it's very hard to ID the animals without shed testing. So, and from my breeding perspectives as well, I'd like to, you know, not produce animals which is hard to ID as well, in a sense. You know, that's why I love working with allele combos, because it makes the IDing process so much easier. You know, it's either this or that. You know, it needs to be. So I think going forward with the Sunset Ultramore is, like you said, just to try and increase the amount of, you know, orange we have in the combos.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
You work with Monarch too, or no?
So I've got a entry Monarch male since I think 2021, but
Not really.
unfortunately he's not the best breeder. You know, he's a bit slower with the female. So we'll actually have our first Monarch clutch hatch in the next 2 months. Only the one clutch, and hopefully we can slowly grow the project. But honestly, because I've been heavily focused on Ultramore, I've rather been trying to push that project also a bit further.
Ultramel has some legs, man. I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of people that are just deep into Ultramel, and they have been for a few years now. Like Portuguese pythons, they stand out in my head. I think Krista in the next couple of years is gonna have some crazy shit. Krista just made this fucking nut. I hope I'm allowed to say this, Krista. My bad. Am I allowed to say the snake she just made?
Cypress Ultramel clown.
There you go. That was a sick ass snake. Yeah, I just feel like so many people are bought into Ultramel to where, like, you know, like I said, Monarch will have its day. I'm sure, but it's just right now, it's Ultramel all day, every day right now.
Yeah, I think gotta bring it. Just gotta bring it, guys. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know, as we go on, I think, you know, the great thing about Monarch and Ultramore, you know, they are different, you know, in my opinion, quite largely different, you know, and how they react into combos. So you can use a bit of inspiration. Let's say you're working highly with Ultramore, you can look at some Monarch combos and see, you know, how you can bring out the contrast, especially because Monarch, what I've seen, is much darker than Ultramore animals. So then, you know, you can try and use that again to go into the Ultramore projects. But yeah, I love the Ultramore. It's one of the staples of my collection now, and something that I'm really passionate about as well in terms of, you know, growing in my collection.
By the way, Krista, that PayPal invoice was just sent. Make sure you pay that. Anyways, moving forward. So just kidding. Other than Sunset, what other big project in that grand scheme of like top shelf thing are you excited about? Like you fuck with Puzzle at all, or anything else that you can kind of relate to when it comes to Sunset?
Yeah, so I mean, Puzzle we're working quite quite hard on as well. I mean, we should have hopefully some white lace puzzles in the next couple of months as well.
Okay, let's stop right there, because I'm a big white lace guy, you know, just as far as wanting to hit it someday. But what do you think white lace will do to the puzzle patterning in your guess? Like if you were to guess.
So I mean, I've got the pastel spot nose lace puzzle, and I'll send you a picture of him after the podcast, MJ. But he's just crazy, the amount of orange he's got on the sides, and it actually whacked out the pattern, you know, at the side of the animal. So I think the white lace is, in my opinion, going to look better than the puzzle DG, just because it's going to really increase the white sides, and going to bring a different effect to the puzzle patterning. So I'm really excited about that. Of course, I mean, Devin and Teresa at Prague MORPH are also producing some amazing puzzles.
They're so gangster, bro. They're killing it over there. They're talking about another, like, you know, not in the United States breeders who are just fucking not playing, or those two. I'm not just saying that because they're a sponsor. I'm really saying that they got some heat for sure.
Listen, I think hands down they probably had the best puzzle production of anyone in the world this year.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, and that's big.
Yeah, especially that was huge.
You know, and I mean, Devin, I spoke to Devin, you know, because I bought a pair of chocolate hypo head puzzles from him last year, and he said to me, you know, once you see the animals, you will see as well the line of hypo that we work with. And he wasn't lying. I mean, those animals are, you know, boundaries above the rest in terms of the quality of them as well. So I'm really excited to get that line of, you know, that he's also got in his collection into our puzzle stock. You know, I think that's going to be really interesting. So yeah, with the puzzles, you know, we're also working on hypo DG puzzles that should be next year. Got quite a few puzzle projects, some GHI, Red Stripe, hyper puzzles, hopefully this year as well. I think that's going to be quite interesting. And I'm quite excited about the paint project as well. I think that's another project.
Yeah, props.
You know,
so,
and
so that hypo line you're talking about is a Renee line, correct?
Yeah.
But you know, it's the shit when that line gets named after
your name.
Your name. That's the shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, so a lot of my original animals, there's one female I've got in my collection, a spot nose hypo DG that I bought actually from Justin, I think in 2016. And that female as well, she's just such great quality, you know, and she's actually started so many different projects for us over the last couple of years. She started the Aquaterra project, which is the Hypo Black Exantic Desert Ghost project. I mean, she did the Zebra DG Hypo project as well, and she started now the Hypo DG Puzzle project, you know, and I really like that line of Hypo because, you know, it just stands out above the rest. And I think that's also a really important thing, you know, with growing your collection is sometimes, you know, buying the animal, which is a bit more costly, is actually more beneficial than buying the animal that's cheaper, you know, even if they're exactly the same genes, because I think in the long term, it's just going to help you also, you know, stand out with your collection.
You get what you pay for.
Yep, 100%. Let me ask you this. Hate to put you on the spot, but I have to ask, right? Are you drinking the Scrambler Kool-Aid?
Oh, wow.
Do you want to hear my honest opinion? No.
Yes, 100%. Give me the honest opinion.
No, so, you know, so honestly, there has been some amazing animals that's been produced, which has been labeled Scrambler combos, but so far, you know, I haven't seen really, you know, how can you say a combo by itself, like a Black Pastel Scrambler or OD Scrambler that really stood out to me. All of these combos are multiple, you know, Super OD, Yellow Belly, Black Pastel, Sugar or Calico combos.
I came up with a new nickname for it. You know, this
What
weekend
is it?
asked me about it, right?
Yeah.
And it just popped in my head. It's just a cocktail. It's a cocktail of different genes all the time.
Concoction.
Changed my mind. Those videos ain't enough. Sorry.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean.
Not you. I'm just saying, like, we're talking about, you know, misleading people and shit, right? I mean, damn.
Okay, hold on. Before you speak, DJ, what I'm confused on is why are we not turning in the sheds or at least collecting sheds to figure this out? Like, that's another thing. The main person pushing this project, he's not collecting or doesn't give a fuck about proving it through sheds, which is nuts to me because that's how you solidify anything in this fucking game is knowing the actual morph through sheds. Am I right? Like without wanting to go that route, how are you trying to prove anything? I'm confused. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, you know, and I think genetic shed testing is a great tool for us. You know, I mean, even myself, I spent quite a lot of money this last year, on shed testing, and I was, with some of the results, I was quite surprised, and others, I wasn't. And I think it's really important, to from the start rule out these things, because a lot of things was sold as exactly the same animal or
Yeah.
as a possible, for me as well. If I can't ID something in an animal, then I'll rather sell it for, as a possible rather than, charging the customer. And
Yeah.
with Scrambler, I think, there is just like, don't get me wrong, some of the combos that the guys are producing, which are Scrambler type animals, are beautiful.
They're
But
insane.
I
Yeah,
can't,
they're crazy.
I can't see like so far, it's really hard for me to pinpoint it as a single gene. I watched the video the other night and it's really hard to pinpoint it, and I think if you can show me the difference of one combo compared to the other, I think that's the biggest thing as well.
Been asking that for over a year now. I don't know how long we have to wait. And what's crazy is it's like, I don't know, man. If you have to think too hard, I'm good. That's all I got to say. When there's too many, like, what's this, what's that? Why am I thinking so difficult about what I'm looking at? I'm good. If it's going to be difficult for me, it's going to be difficult for my productions. It's going to be difficult for me to sell. I don't want to sell a bunch of possible this. Fuck that. I'm good. I want to make sure I know what I'm selling and the customer knows what they're getting. That's it.
No, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. And I think, as time goes, we'll see what goes on with the collection, with the gene itself. I think it's just, from the start of the episode, like we said, just need to be transparent, with the whole situation. Because some of the guys, I see they've got Scrambler all of a sudden, but I mean, did it just
and
did it pop up
What's funny, guys,
in the collection?
What's funny is that they'll say Scrambler, but they won't label all the other genes on purpose.
Yeah.
What? Like, dude, that we could see right through that. Like, I don't understand. Like, who are you fooling? Not me. I'll tell you that much. Not Emilio. Not DJ.
No, and I mean, like I said, nothing against anyone, following it. I think still some of the combos are beautiful. I just, in my opinion, I've produced also some animals which look like very Scrambler-like, and I saw them as, what they were at that time, and they were Supodi, Yellow Belly, Black Pastels, or whatever the combo was. That was before the Scrambler hype or whatever it is at the time, so each to their own, if maybe we've proven wrong in a couple of years, we never know. That's a nice thing.
Oh, give me some sort of information. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Like, help us. That's all we want is like some sort of like support on the people working this project to like prove some of this shit. That's all. Just like everything else. Why does everything else need to be proven but this thing? I don't get it. So is it special? Is it that special? I don't understand.
Listen, the animals are beautiful. Proceed with caution. Okay? There's already people producing stuff that they are not happy with. That's all I'm saying.
Cocktail.
Cocktail. That cocktail's good. It's like a drink. That drink always has Orange Dream, Calico, Het Lav. What am I missing here? Enchi. It always has a bunch of stuff in it that, Black Pastel, Barnhart, but no one says it,
Yeah.
We're haters,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I mean, time will tell, and like you said, I think as long as you're wary of the project you're buying into, then it's your own decision. You can make a call.
And one more, Java, another one, and then we're surprised when we hit a lavender animal. Are you sure? Are you really surprised?
Wait,
Are you for real?
What's Java supposed to be?
That's another gene that's always floating in there. And now we got Exantic floating in there. I wonder why. It's all from the same animals, guys. I mean, are we really surprised?
I feel like there's dots that don't want to be connected on purpose.
Yeah.
It's like, can we go from here to that dot? Why are you going around? Like, what's going on? Like what's happening here? I don't know.
Are we really surprised?
No, yeah. So like I said, it will be interesting, to see
Yeah.
how the project unfolds. And in my opinion, it's not something I'm gonna spend my money on currently. That's all.
Yeah.
Me neither.
That's
Yeah.
Is it?
and that's an honest opinion. I
Yeah.
think there's great sleeper genes. I mean, one of the sleeper genes is sugar or calico. I mean, I've got some insane looking just plain sugar animals, which if you wanted to, you could say it's X, Y, and Z gene additional as well. Because it just looks so crazy good, and it comes back to, in my opinion, there is some sort of line breeding with the animals in a sense. The better your quality of stock is, the better your babies and the animals are going to be indirectly. So,
Yeah.
I think if you push that and you work with the best lines, you're never going to be wrong in a sense.
We just got done discussing how many uphill battles you're up against coming into this. Like it's not just as easy as making a snake. I feel like a lot of the decisions you rely on project wise, that literally has a say for your future in this hobby. You know what I mean? So go ahead, Emilio. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
With every generation of, let's say, Orange Dream, right? With every animal bred into something better, into the next better animal, and the next one, the next animal that's better. People don't understand that. They haven't been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Each subsequent generation, or whatever you want to call it, of animals yearly gets better and better and better and better.
Line breeding.
And that's what you're seeing in some of these animals that are being sold as another gene.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
It's another case of the hurricane story, isn't it? Isn't that like, wasn't hurricane taken from the United States and then also line bred in Europe and then sold back here as a different same fucking thing, dude. Yeah. Exact same thing. Only it was Canada.
Yeah. Or Germany.
Oh, I thought it was Wait, Scrambler came from Germany? I thought it came from Canada.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the
I thought Scrambler was discovered in Germany. Or I'm sorry, Canada, correct. Right? Yeah. And so wasn't Java discovered in Canada as well?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Let's write these on the board here.
So simply just be
know what you're
aware. Be aware that the top 10 guys messing with Scrambler. Yeah. There might be one, but even he's kind of like on the fence. I mean,
and if somebody wants to tell you that it doesn't matter what the top 10 guys think, you better get some new fucking help. You better get some new fucking help, okay? You better fucking open thy eyes. That's another thing is like, dude, the top dogs in this game, they're not really respected as much as they should be right now. It's a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you want their advice? You just because they're successful and you're not yet, what does that mean? You should go get advice from them. It's crazy to me, man. Again, a lot of these fucking loser club people almost target the bigger breeders that have been so successful into this game and have been they help people, bro. They're talking about me. Dude, Bob Vu has fucking put on so many new fucking up-and-coming breeders that are doing really well right now. Justin, look at Justin's resume on how many people he's helped. Okay, Miguel, bro, the list goes on. Like, there's been so many of these breeders who are relevant today who've helped so much, and they don't get enough credit for it, bro. It's all because it's the majority of the people aren't making money right now. So when you have a bunch of miserable people who are not doing well, who are they going to go after? The ones up top. Always. That's just how the game works in life. Not even when I say the game sometimes, I just mean in fucking life. In life, dude, they're always going to go after the ones who are fucking happy, successful, the ones who aren't really fucking complaining. Because successful people don't complain, dude. They don't complain. Sorry. They're not in the comments. Successful people are not in the comments.
I think it's a great example that those three breeders you mentioned, I mean, all three. I mean, Bob, Justin, and Miguel. I mean, when Miguel started, I think he had a lot of people not talking down on him, but like giving him a lot of slack. And, he's been one of the guys that literally showed us all, don't mind what the rest says and just do what you want to do. And he's making a really, how can you say, like a good name for himself, or he's got a great name. I don't even need to try and say something, so I think it's all important, like you said as well, trying to help grow the community. And if you're not trying to help grow the community, then you need to do better in a sense as well.
Yeah. And I will say, man, the first 2 years, bro, like if it wasn't for Miguel, I don't even know if I would have stuck around, but he gave me the confidence. Like he let me know, like, MJ, you're right. Some of these people are fucking weird. Like, who gives a fuck? And like, he gave me like the reassurance that what I was seeing was correct. And I'm not going to let these fucking, whoever the fuck way up there in the nosebleed have an effect on what I'm doing. They ain't going to stop me from doing a podcast or even stop my breeding. I'll tell you that much, you know. I got to say, thank God for people like Miguel who fucking show it doesn't matter what anyone has to say, dude. Do the fucking work and watch what happens. His saying will always stand out to me. You buy cool shit, you breed cool shit, you sell cool shit. You do those 3 things. It's all that fucking matters, dude. And it's cool to you. It doesn't need to be cool to nobody else. It just needs to be cool to you. It's about you, dude. This is a self fucking what is it? Self I don't know what to say, but this is a self-satisfaction fucking hobby. This is for us to feel good. You know what I mean? I get it. We should reach out for people. We should help others, which I'm pretty sure that's what we do this podcast for. Me and Emilio have helped so many fucking people just by doing this every Monday night. Have we not, remembered how much game we've given to people on a fucking Monday night? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
and being called gatekeepers, that's freaking funny to me. But at the end of the day,
right. Yeah, we hold the gate between what we're doing and the bottom feeders. You're right. Yeah. We don't want nothing to do with the bottom feeders. And guess what? We all start from the bottom, but we don't have to stay down there. I didn't stay down there. I'll tell you that much. No. DJ didn't stay at the bottom. Emilio didn't stay at the bottom. We all started there, but we ain't got to hang out there with the fucking ones who refuse to evolve and get better.
Let me say this, man. DJ's creating an amazing base of customers. You're creating an amazing base of customers. I'm creating an amazing base of customers. I don't mind pissing some people off. Those people are not going to support me. At the end of the day, those people are not going to buy animals from me. They're looking for handouts. A lot of them, not all. Okay. I'm good with that. If I piss you off, good. That's okay. Hopefully,
you don't need to do anything.
You take something from, because even the haters are watching. Hopefully you take something from us, even though you get upset and you make yourself better. And maybe you'll change your mind.
But if you're listening to some advice from someone in their mid-50s who never had success in this hobby, dude, and all they do is talk negative about the success happening in this hobby, your mindset's always going to be clouded with fucking hate, dude. And it's just that's not a life to live. Like, you should not be clowning or hating on someone successful in this hobby. That does, especially if you want to be in the hobby. How does that make sense? Make it make 100%. Sense, dude. How does it make sense?
You know, and like, you know, there is room for everyone. I always say, you know, like you said, MJ, it doesn't mean we start somewhere. It doesn't matter where you start, you know. It goes about your dedication and your persistence, you know, and of course the passion for the animals. If you have that, you know, it might be a bumpy road. I mean, my road is also, I mean, even this past weekend, I found out, you know, that the shipment of animals that we're importing was delayed. You need to try and work with it, you know. I mean, it is a stressful. I'm not going to lie. Even at the moment, I'm still stressed about it. But, you know, you need to try and make the best out of the situation and try and see how you can resolve it. You know, I think that's the most important. And you learn out of it, you know, and you go on. I think that's the most important thing out of all of it as well.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Life is full of unforeseen circumstances. We have to deal with it.
You got to adjust, dude.
We have to deal with it.
God damn.
But guess what? Guess what? Nobody, I would say most, okay, do not have what we have. We have the most popular pet snake in the world. Okay? It is 55% of the reptile market. It's not just any snake. Okay, it's the dominant snake in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Period. Okay. Where we go with it is all up to us.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Like, if someone's passion and drive makes you feel some type of way, dude, you got to go figure that out. I'm sorry. I like you know how much Miguel had that I didn't have when I first met that dude. Like, I'll never forget looking at him, and it was nothing but fuel. Like, and mind you, because he was cool to me too, right? That helped him be my friend. But never did I have an ounce of a jealous fucking bone with Miguel, dude. And I'm not gonna say I've never been jealous of people before. I definitely have. Dude, they're in the music scene. I used to look at DJs that were being flown places, and I would always wonder why. Like, what the fuck? And was I doing studio fucking time like they were? No, like I wasn't putting nowhere near the amount of effort that these dudes who were fucking getting flown everywhere were. But it made me feel some type of way. But when I got into the reptile hobby, bro, I love the reptile game so much where I just wanted to learn, dude. And if someone's gonna be cool to me, and someone who has success, and I saw to Miguel off the bat. I'm like, dude, this guy is fucking, he's different, you know. And a lot of people were saying, nah, he's gonna be a one-hit wonder, you know, just because how he was so open to his life, and I like that about him. But man, dude, anybody's success that you want should be inspiring to you. If it makes you jealous, go find something else to do. This isn't it for you. But god damn, man, like there's nothing but inspiration happening in this hobby right now. Like, you can say what you want about what needs an eye-opening fuck off, dude. There's so much inspiration. How about open your eyes and be inspired by everything that's happening right now? The ones who are putting in the work and making it happen. The ones who are not selling their collection. Inspiring.
DJ's videos. Inspiring.
Inspiring, dude. Go
I love,
get
hey, by the way,
inspired.
I love your content, bro.
No, thanks, man. You know, and I appreciate that, you know, because the YouTube, you know, it's the same thing, like you said, with Miguel and stuff. You know, he was just consistent from the start, you know, and you know, that's another thing that I'm trying to do from my side as well. You know, the YouTube, you've got your off days and whatever, but you know, you need just to try and push through it, and as well, you know, like you said, get the content out, because we're all trying just to grow the reptile hobby indirectly. You know, I always say the more people we can get into the trade, or you know, just realize that these animals are actually such wonderful pets, and you know, just keeping them, you know, that's the main important thing, I think, as well.
And I, you know, now we could get into a little bit where you're gonna go with certain in the near future with certain things, right? What you want to get next in your collection. But let me say again, people that left this, people that their ship has been sinking forever, and they have all the fucking bilge pumps going. They have 20 bilge pumps running all at once at all times, right?
Yeah.
They don't understand how fulfilling and how amazing it feels to hit, you know, some chondros like my man over here.
Some motherfucker.
Well, you know what I mean? Some amazing chondros you've been waiting for.
67, my boy.
They don't understand. They don't understand what it feels like to hit a combo that, man, you've been waiting to hit for so long that you couldn't afford, right? Because we all got different levels of spending, right? This is not only about making money. This is about making beautiful animals that make you extremely happy, that fill you with joy.
I think happiness. I think happiness makes you rich in life. I really do.
Yes,
and I'm so rich right now. It's ridiculous. I'm so 100%. Rich.
So this makes us happy. It's another reason to live, and gives us happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people don't understand that, and never will.
That's their choice, unfortunately, man. You got to figure out what makes you happy. And if you think it's one thing and it's not working, well, it's probably multiple things you got to work on. It's like there's never no one answer to a solution, bro. There's a lot of things you guys got to figure out in life. And it only gets harder as you get older. That's why I feel like the ones who are set in their ways in their 50s, the fuck you want to listen to some fucking ran down person like that for? Like, they're not going to direct you into the right way because they were never in the right way at all their entire life. So what the fuck? Listen to people who have done nothing but good things for themselves, and that could help your life. Dude, I don't know how many times I could say it. Thank God for the snakes, but thank God for the people part of this hobby, bro. If it wasn't for the people a part of this hobby, which I could go down the list like I've already done, I would have never became the person I am today. I have changed so much due to the people in this hobby, and call them family, dude. And this is another thing. Some of these people won't get that either. Like some people won't ever get to the point of actually meeting people that could change your life, and you'll consider them family for fucking years to come. It's the best thing ever, dude.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, you know, one of my good friends are, you know, I met through the snake industry, and he was actually a customer of mine when we started out. And a couple of years later, due to some circumstances, he's not even keeping snakes anymore, or he's not keeping as many as he used to. And we're still good mates, we're still good friends. I think some of the better people we meet in the industry is, like you say, well, some of the better people I've met has been in the snake industry or the reptile industry.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great thing.
Hey, bro, I gotta say to the OGs in the chats, my biggest mentors and friends in this game are in their 50s. So Jeremy, don't trip. JQ, you're gangster. I think you're perfect where you're at. You ain't gotta change shit, my guy. Jeremy, you just gotta stop hitting me in public. That's all. But anyways, no, but yeah, at the end of the day, man, like, again, like you being 24, bro, man, you're gonna grow so much still, DJ, which is crazy to think.
Thanks, man.
Like, just to think where you're gonna be when you're my age at 40. Like, God damn, bro. Like, and not only just you as an individual, but your projects, like on the forefront of everything, all because you stuck it out.
Yeah, and like you said, I think that's the most important. If you're able to stick through everything. I mean, even like with my stuff, with my collection and how things has played out, just in personal, personal life happenings, sometimes it's been difficult, to continue with the reptiles in a sense. But I've always believed, if you look after them, they'll look after you. And I'm really excited about the near future with the animals and with the reptile trade in general. I think there's a lot of things happening for the good as well, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the next couple of years plays out. Everything has become a bit more rapid, so you need to be really, how can you say, like you said, dialed in and make sure that you work your right projects and work projects that you're passionate about. I think that's the most important as well.
Dude, what you put into this hobby comes back tenfold, man. Just be a good person and, have morals and standards when it comes to business, and watch how this hobby rewards you. It's crazy as fuck. And again, meeting the right people, man. And if you don't do right by these people, they won't stick around in your life. That's another thing about this hobby, right? As much as it's easy to meet the right people, if you're not that right person, you will not be a part of their circle. You will not be a part of what they're going on, and you're going to have a rough time. So that's why I feel like a lot of these people that have hates, go fucking look in the mirror and go check yourself, okay, first and foremost, before you comment the next time because you're miserable. That's all I got to say, man. Go ahead, Emilio.
By the way, telling the truth and giving honest assessments that are backed up by real experience
doesn't make you a bully.
Doesn't make you a bully or a bad person or a meanie or an asshole. The asshole is the one telling you the stuff that's going to make you fail. Sorry, not sorry. I'll take that to the bank 1,000 times.
And say what you want. And I'm not sorry that what we put out makes you feel some type of way and regret all the failures you fucking had. I'm sorry, dude, but I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck.
You swing for the fences, especially if your batting average is great. You swing for the cycle. Okay? You swing for the cycle. That is true. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
You're not going for bunts and singles all the time. That's bullshit.
Well, actually, just get on base, bro. Just get in the game. How about that?
You know what I mean?
Get in the game.
Yep. Definitely.
All right. I got a wrap-up question, and we'll get to Emilio's wrap-up question. And dude, how you feeling? You all right? You're all right, DJ? I know it's late right now. You doing good? We're gonna land the ship here soon. You good?
Yeah. No, all good, man. No worries.
All right. So my wrap-up question for you, DJ, is like how much, like at this point, right? Like how much information is there to be researched at your level in the game when it comes to like, your projects? Like, I mean, I know you got your stuff, but what are you doing to stay sharp? Like, what are you doing to kind of stay ahead of the curve with some of this stuff? Like, we'll give us what you're doing to be prepared for the market in the next, 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, it's a great question because it's sometimes hard to predict. It's hard to predict what's going to happen tomorrow in a sense. You can just work with what you got. But yearly, before I do my pairings, I write down my main projects that I'm working with, whether it's triple, quad, or double recessive animals, and even single recessives. And I write down which codoms I'd like to get into the project, and which I already have in the project to formulate my my pairings for the year. And yeah, I think it's just constantly looking at the market, analyzing what's going on, what people are doing, you know, closely following, not closely following projects, but taking inspiration from others and trying to see how you can make it better, and that's why I really try and dial in my pairings, and always try and see if, we can't take it to a different project. Looking what the rest are doing and trying to add our spin to it.
My wrap up is simple, bro. Is there anything that you want to talk about the next 2 minutes or whatnot that we might have missed that you had in mind that you want to bring up during the episode today?
Yeah, so this is more for like international viewers. So I'm actually traveling to Thailand, Hong Kong, and Japan on the 10th of October. So we'll be, in all the 3 different countries, meeting up with existing customers and hopefully some new ones. So I'm looking forward to seeing anybody who's going to be, in these regions, especially at the Japan Reptile Expo. I think it's going to be a great time.
Nice.
And, if you want to find out a bit more about, us at Reptiles for Centuries, you're more than welcome to reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, whatever. We're more than willing to always share our information and what we can with you guys.
Hell yeah. I gotta say, man, can we talk a little bit about that expo that's going to be happening in May in South Africa?
Yeah, sure.
I'm curious about how many, because from what I understand, there's not a lot of shows that happen in South Africa, right? Or can you kind of like this is like one of the first big ones, or correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah. So the SOS Reptile Expo is basically, I think this last year was the 20th year anniversary. So it's been the staple expo here in South Africa. So they host 3 expos yearly, which is May, September, and then December expo. So our expos, is really small compared to the USA ones, but for a small expo, we are very diverse. There's a lot of different reptile species that, in the last expo, I actually saw some brand new species which I've never seen, which is great to see. Stuff that I used to see as a youngster going to expos that's unfortunately, left our trade and made it back in again. So, which is great. So I'd say to anyone that is, heavily involved in the reptile trade or in the reptile hobby is, if you can, try and attend international expos, whether it's South Africa, an Asian expo, or even, the Europe expos. I think it's great to see the different markets and get also a perspective of how, you can improve your own market again.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm rolling up, bro. I'm going to figure it out. I'm pulling up, and I'm going to be checking out that expo on MORPH Market's behalf. They're going to be flying me out. And awesome. DJ, we're for sure going to check out your collection, buddy. We're going to have to take care of that immediately when I get there.
Yeah, man. Once you booked your trip, just let me know. I'll come pick you up at the airport. And yeah, if you need a place to stay, you're more than welcome staying with us. And I look forward to seeing you in South Africa. I think Emilio needs to also, if he gets time, make the trip out.
Yeah, he does.
We've got really a beautiful country with probably the most amazing wildlife, so I think it will be definitely worth the trip for you guys. Besides reptiles, reptiles are great, but I think if you come and explore South Africa, you guys will see we've got a really amazing country with, amazing people, and it's like I said, a wildlife as well.
I mean, animals has been just as like I feel like all of us on this screen. It's been a part of our lives since the beginning. It all started with dinosaurs with me, but right after that came the mammals, and all mammals based out of fucking Africa. So you don't understand how excited this would be for me to make a trip like that, but I'm also very scared. So you got to make sure I stay on the Jeep or wherever we're going. Don't let me get out, and I don't want close encounters. All right. Just please take care of me, bro. Like, I don't want to go out the way some people want me to go out, eaten by a lion or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, we'll try and make sure that doesn't happen. But if it does, it makes a cool story, man. At
Yeah,
least,
sure. I have enough cool stories, bro. See this leg right here? I'll tell you this story one day. Trust me, I got enough of them. Anyways, all right. Great episode. This was a good time. We got round 2 hot seat questions before you take off. Are you cool with that?
Cool.
All right. Guys, do me a favor. Shout out to everyone who's tapped in. Let's get the likes up, please. It's been an awesome episode. We got these round 2 hot seat questions. And of course, Amelia will be ready for you for sure. So you know how these works. The quicker, the better. You ready, DJ?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Frozen thought or live?
Frozen forward.
First thing you would feed a baby ball python?
Mine's fuzzy.
Least favorite incomplete dominant?
Spider.
Number 1 incomplete dominant?
Lace.
Number 1 most underrated double recessive?
Ultramar clown.
Red Chondro Neo or yellow Chondro Neo?
Red for sure.
Designers or localities?
Designers.
What's one designer chondro you would love to get from the United States into your collection? Like what breeder? Like what's like your most dreamiest chondro out there?
Sure. I think it's the House of Blue. I don't know what's his name, but he's
Eric. Yeah. GG.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
All right. Mine are simple. Last but not least, little word association. You got to say the first thing that comes top of your mind. Coolest reptile network in the world, DJ.
Trap Talk. Very cool.
From South Africa. Global. This is globally known. Go ahead.
That's gonna be amazing. All right. I'm gonna give you 6 options, and you're gonna pick 3 that you're gonna stay with. Okay. It's just
cool.
Sometimes we gotta make decisions. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Ultra, Hypo, DG, Puzzle, Clown, and Pied. I need you to pick 3 that you're gonna stay with.
Clown, Ultramar, and Pied.
Now I need you to take one off of there.
That's a different Ultramar.
Damn. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing with incomplete dominance. Vanilla, gravel, asphalt, blackhead, confusion/acid, mandarin, sugar / calico. You know these. You gave them to me.
Yeah.
Pick 3.
I'll say blackhead, mandarin, and sugar.
All right, knock one off.
Oh, that's a different one. Mandarin.
Okay. See, you're the first person I've done this whole knock one off thing to. Feels special. All right. I'm gonna give you 4 combos and give me 2 that you'd have in your rack right now. All right. Well, you already have Ultra Sunset, so I should probably take that off. All right, but let's leave it in there. All right, Ultra Sunset, Exantic DG Clown, GHI Mojave Tri-Stripe, TG Clown. Keep 2.
Ultra
Take Ultra Sunset out because you already have it. Take it out.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll go for Exantic DG Clown and GHI Mojave Tri-Stripe.
All right. These are your animals, okay? We're gonna go Blackhead, Confusion, Yellow Belly, Clownhead, DG, and I want you to go off of look, okay? Go off of look.
Yep.
Don't go off of where you're gonna go with it. Confusion, Blackhead, Black Pastel, Leopard, Clown. Tell me which one you love to open more.
The Confusion, Blackhead, Black Pastel, Leopard, Clown.
Dude, that thing is.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I went looking through your page, and honestly, you have amazing animals. But I love the dark side of clowns, and those 2 stood out to me big time, bro. All right, man, I'm gonna go one more, and I mean, this is what you like, so I'm gonna ask you, all right? Lil Wayne or Rick Ross?
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. This has been a hell of an episode, bro. And,
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Glad you came on.
Yeah. thanks, MJ. I really do appreciate the opportunity, and Emilio as well, to getting to meet you guys. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys somewhere in South Africa next year, or at least for MJ, firstly.
I'll work on Emilio. You never know. He might pull up last minute. But you know, either way, I'm looking forward to having you back on the show, man. Like I said, it's cool to have someone on where you have so much like confidence that they're going to be around for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 fucking years in your case. You know what I'm saying? And because I want a relationship with somebody who's going to be around that long, because again,
100%.
this is the best life I could ever choose for myself, for my family, because it's making me happy. And you got to, you know, it's hard for me, dude. If I'm not happy, it's hard for me to even function in life. I got to be happy. And I feel like that's one thing I try to protect. And all this right here keeps me happy. So, and again, very, very happy with where things are headed for you, DJ. I think you already mentioned, but real quick, where can people reach out to you if they want to send you a message? Instagram's the best way, you'd say?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the best and the easiest. But like I said, we've got the 2 Morph market pages. Both are Reptiles for Centuries. One is USA and one is just Reptiles for Centuries. And then we also started earlier this year Patreon as well. So
nice.
If you guys want to have more of in-depth what we do here on a daily basis, and just in general, you guys can come and ask a bit more about information about that as well.
I will put all the links to that in the description below. So make sure you guys go check it out. But give it up. It's a wrap for the homie DJ Reptiles for the Centuries, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Appreciate
DJ.
it.
Have a good one,
Thanks,
bro.
guys.
Thank you so much.
You too, man. Cheers, eh?
Fucking A. What a head on that kid's shoulders, man.
Yeah.
Really cool to think.
Again,
really cool to think where things are headed for him.
Yeah. Again, great episode. Great combos coming. Great opportunities.
And great episodes coming up, because this Thursday night, holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Vu and Emilio's joining me. Have you ever done a podcast with Bob, Emilio?
No, I haven't.
All right.
Let me say, Bob is an inspiration.
He is an inspiration. Big time.
Bob started from the bottom.
He sure did.
And he's been here, you know, like the song says.
Yep.
I'm really excited, man.
Yep.
He's an inspiration, bro. Bottom line. And looking forward to it. We love this game. Love this game. It's not a stupid snake.
Hey, you know what? And I don't know what life would be without passion, man. Like, I also think like not everyone's as passionate about things in life, and that's okay, dude. But goddamn, you and I, bro, we have that passion, bro. And that's, say what you want, you can't take that out of us. You know what I mean? And our passion bleeds through the work we do behind these animals. Another thing you can't take away from us. All right. We got so much proof with our work, and we don't just sit here and open our fucking mouths and beg you to join our Patreon or beg you to not watch other people's podcasts. We're not that pathetic, dude. We have our work that speaks for us. Okay.
You know what? We're just too busy at the end of the day as well to be dealing with all that bullshit.
Yeah, bro. Listen,
we're taking care of our people in the background and in the front.
Our legacy.
Our legacy. Yeah. Building every year. That's it.
And it's not gonna stop, bro.
It's been stopping. Hey, it's been stopping for 25 years.
Oh, Jesus.
Or you could go longer. You could say 35, 40. I mean, they've been saying that this game is gonna go away for 35, 40 years.
And the ones that were saying that 5, 6 years ago, they're not around. That's why whenever you hear this narrative being thrown out, let's see where this individual is in the next few years. Probably collecting rocks or doing something else. I don't know. But Thursday night's going to go down. You guys are going to catch Big E here back. So double Big E type of week. Feeding the family all day.
You know, we always say, God bless.
God bless, bro. Seriously. Guys, please, Villarino Reptiles, go subscribe on Instagram and join his Patreon. I need that link, Emilio, and I'll put that description below. If you guys really want to elevate things, if you feel like it's worth investing into yourself into this game, go join his Patreon, please. I'm recommending it right now. And Emilio, thank you for everything that you do, bro. Hey, listen, I think we should give props to the motherfuckers who do love what we do. You know, as much as we kind of always kind of highlight the haters, dude, fuck that. You know how many people really rock with us, bro? Like, you know how many people we've like, and I got DMs to prove all this shit. Like, we have legit helped so many people, and we're going to continue to help people who want to do good in this game and in life, period.
I mean,
that's it.
No proof needed.
Exactly, dude.
I mean,
Oh man.
yeah.
All right.
All right, man.
It's a wrap for the homie Big E Top
Love you
G, ladies
guys.
and gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you so much. Everyone out there, if you're not already, subscribe. Please subscribe. All right. Just a passionate reptile keeper who just has nothing but passion for the reptiles and the animals I keep and all my breeding projects and so on, man. But yeah, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you like best out of these episodes. We'll catch you here tomorrow for All in the Tree Tuesdays. That's right. We're finally back after a 2-week hiatus. Marshall Mendez was going to Hella Fish concerts, but he's done raging now. So here we go. All in the Tree Tuesdays tomorrow, and then Trap Talk with Bob Vu and Emilio, making ball pythons great again. Okay, not that they weren't great before, but holy shit, guys, time to snap out of things here. Okay, the reality is this: ball pythons grows this hobby, and it makes the world go round. That's a fact. All right, but guys, that's all we have on this episode of the recap, New Breed on the Block. Make sure you check out all my sponsors in the description below. I'll catch you here Tuesday night. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Devin.
I'm Teresa, and we are Pragmores. We are based in Czech Republic, a small country in the middle of Europe.
We really love animals that revolve around multi-recessive projects, and one of our very favorites is Hypo. We're really looking forward to clutches that are coming this season, and some of those are Hypo Clown, DG Clown, Hypo DG Clown, and one of our all-time favorites, Hypo Puzzle.
Hope you enjoyed the next episode on Trap Talk, the greatest reptile network in the world.
If you guys want to see next level cutting edge ball python projects, please make sure you head over to their Instagram to follow all their amazing work, and head over to their website to see what they could possibly have available by heading over to progmorphs.com. Thank you again, Devin and Teresa, for bringing some of the biggest heat worldwide in the ball python game. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on MORPH Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you. But especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the near future. Cheers.